or commonly called physical fitness test, was introduced by Dr. Aparicio H. Mickey, a former chair of Philippine Sports Commission and Director, Bureau of Physical Education and Sports, and was conducted for the purpose of establishing testing protocols considered to be more current and appropriate for the special program in sports, or now the SPS program, and in the new K-12 program. Aside from that, the Ppft is a set of measures designed to determine a student's level of physical fitness. It is intended to test the two categories of physical fitness commonly referred to as health-related and skill-related. Now, let's proceed to the health-related components. Health-related components refer to those physical attributes which enable a person to cope with the requirements of daily living, such as cardiovascular endurance or stamina, muscular strength and endurance, flexibility, and the appropriate body mass index are commonly called to as the BMI. What about the skill-related components? Skill-related components are physical abilities that show potential for good performance in certain skills, usually in sports, like running speed, agility, reaction time or quickness, balance, and coordination. Of course, before conducting the Ppft or the physical fitness test, these are the reminders must be followed. First one, with the guidance of the teacher, allow the students to go through the various tests with minimal effort exerted to familiarize themselves with testing procedures. The tests requiring cardiovascular endurance and those other tests which involve the same muscle groups should not be taken in succession. The student should wear appropriate clothing or the t-shirt or the jogging pants together with the rubber shoes or any suitable sports attire. Another thing is conduct warm-up and stretching exercises before the test, except for the 3-minute step test. Let's proceed to the body mass index or the BMI. Of course, it is focused to the body composition, which the body's relative amount of fat to fat-free mass. The formula of getting the body mass index or the BMI is weight using the kilogram unit over height using the meters raised to 2. Okay, and now let's try to get your BMI. After getting your BMI, okay, let's have the classification. As you can see, below 18.5, it is under 2 underweight. And 18.5 to 24.9 belongs to normal. And 25.0 to 29.9 is considered as overweight. And the last one, 30.0 and above, is considered as obese. Okay, did you find yourself? Where do you belong? Let's talk about the flexibility. Flexibility is the ability of the joints and muscles to move through its full range of motion. So we have this zipper test. The purpose of this is to test the flexibility of the shoulder girdle, and the equipment is the ruler. So the procedure here: stand erect, raise your right arm, bend your elbow, and reach down across your back as far as possible. Extend your left arm down and behind your back. Another test for the flexibility is the sit and reach. The purpose of this is to test the flexibility of the lower back and extremities. So we have this equipment like tape measure or the meter stick. So the procedure for the performer: sit on the floor with back, head and shoulders flat on the wall, feet are 12 inches apart, then interlock thumbs and position the tip of the fingers on the floor without bending the elbows. Reach up and reach up. In continuing the procedures, place hands on top and then start the test by pushing and slowly and try to reach the farthest distance possible without bending the knees and hold for 2 seconds. Bouncing or jerking movement is not allowed. Do it 3 times. So now we have the cardiovascular endurance. Cardiovascular endurance is the ability of the heart, lungs, and blood vessels to deliver oxygen to working muscles and tissues, as well as the ability of those muscles and tissues to utilize the oxygen. Endurance may also refer to the ability of the muscle to do repeated work without fatigue. We have this test, the 3-minute step test. The purpose of this is to measure the cardiovascular endurance. So we have to require the equipment such stopwatch. So we have this in height. For the elementary, it requires 8 inches. And for the secondary, it requires 12 inches. Let's proceed to the strength. Strength is the ability of the muscle to generate force against the physical objects. So we have this push-up. The purpose of this is to measure strength of the upper extremities. It requires the equipment, which is the exercise mats or any clean mat. So here's the procedure in conducting the push-up. Lie down on the mat, face down in standard push-up position, palms on the mat about shoulder width, fingers pointing forward, and legs straight, parallel and slightly apart, with the toes supporting the feet. After the push-up, of course, we have this basic plank. Basic plank, the purpose of this is to measure the strength and the stability of the core muscles. So we have this equipment required, the exercise mats or any clean mat. So here's the procedure in executing the basic planks. Assume a push-up position. Rest body on forearms with the palms and fingers flat on the floor. Elbows are aligned with the shoulders. Legs are straight with ankles, knees and thighs touching together. To continue executing the basic plank, of course, the support weight on forearms and toes, make sure that your back is flat, head, neck, and spine are in the straight line. Keep the abdominals engaged, contracted. Do not let stomach drop or allow hips to rise. Let's proceed now to the skills-related fit test. The first part is the speed. It is the ability to perform a movement in one direction in the shortest period of time. So we have this, the 40-meter sprint. The purpose of this is to measure your running speed. The equipment needed is the stopwatch and the running area, which is measured in 40 meters. So here's the procedure in conducting the 40-meter sprint. So, at the signal ready, stand behind the take-off line. The tips of the shoes should not go beyond to the line and assume a crouch position. At the signal get set, assume an uncrouched position, buttocks up, with the both hands on the starting line. Next, the signal go, run to the finish line as fast as you can. Next is power. Power is the ability of the muscle to transfer energy and release maximum force at a fast rate. We have this standing long jump. The purpose of this to measure the explosive strength and the power of the leg muscles. Equipment is tape measure or meter stick. So here's the procedure in executing the standing long jump. Stand behind the takeoff line with the feet parallel to each other. The tips of the shoes should not go beyond the line. To continue, bend the knees and swing arms backward once, then swing arms forward as you jump, landing on both feet. Try to jump as far as you can. Do not control the momentum of the jump or continuously forward. Perform the test twice in succession. Next, we have this agility test. The purpose of this is to measure the ability of the body to move in different directions quickly. We have the equipment, tape measure, stopwatch, chalk or masking tape. So here's the procedure in conducting the agility test. Stand with both feet together inside or before the line. At the signal go, run as fast as you can, then go back as far as you can or as much as you can. So rest for 1 minute and repeat the test counterclockwise. Let's proceed to the reaction time. Reaction time is the amount of time it takes to respond to a stimulus. So we have this stick drop test. The purpose of this is to measure the time to respond to a stimulus. So you have this equipment, the 24-inch ruler or a stick. So here's the procedure in executing the stick drop test. Sit on armchair or sit on an armchair or chair next to the next table so that the elbow and the lower arm rest on the desk or table comfortably. Next, place the heel of the hand on the desk or table so that the only fingers and thumb stand beyond. Catch the ruler or stick with the thumb and index finger without lifting the elbow from the desk or the table as the partner drops the stick. Hold the stick while the partner reads the measurement. Next is coordination. Coordination is the ability to use the senses with the body parts to perform the motor task smoothly and accurately. So we have this juggling. The purpose of juggling is to measure the coordination of the eye and the hand. So the equipment is the sipa or the washer with straw, which is 20 pieces, bundled by the rubber bands. Any similar local materials to 45 grams. So here's the procedure in conducting the juggling. Heat the sipa or the rubber band material alternately with the right and left palm upward. Next, count how many times that you perform or hit the material with the right and left hand. Stop the test if the material drops and record the number of hits or trial. Next is the stork balance test. The purpose of this is to assess one's ability to maintain the equilibrium. The equipment is flat, non-slip surface, and stopwatch. Here's the procedure in executing the stork balance stand test. Remove the shoes and place hands on hips. Position the right foot against the inside knee of the left foot. Raise the left heel to balance on the ball of the foot. Do the same procedure with the opposite foot.